Have you ever felt like you are falling behind even though you are doing everything right? You're working hard, you're learning, you're pushing yourself through the limit, but somehow you still feel like you are losing. You still feel behind. Behind your friends, behind the people your age, and most importantly, behind that version of yourself you thought you would be by now. And honestly, I know that feeling very well because I've been there so many times. And after going through that myself, I think I finally understand why it happens and what we can do about it. So, in today's video, I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to share with you why you feel behind even though we are doing good, and most importantly, what we can do to feel less behind. So, with that being said, let's get started. For me, it all started with a simple moment, and that moment was when I opened up my phone. I would open my phone and instantly feel smaller. I watched somebody launch a business, I watched somebody hit 1 million subscribers. The worst part wasn't that they were winning, it was that I genuinely felt like I was losing. So then I tried to fix it naturally. I planned more and then I worked harder. I told myself that if I just moved faster, that feeling would go away. But guess what? It didn't. I remember before I started my YouTube channel like 8 months ago, I felt so behind because I hadn't started one. So finally, I started one. I uploaded consistently for a while. I invested time and energy into getting better at it, but somehow I felt even more behind. Now I had numbers staring back at me, views, subscribers, and all that stuff. And that's where I realized something very important. I realized that the more I compared myself to someone who is ahead of me, the more behind I felt. This isn't just insecurity, it is psychology, and it is called social comparison theory, which explains exactly why we feel behind even though we are doing okay. So, social comparison theory is the idea that individuals, me, you, everyone else, determine their own worth based on how they stack up against others. Thousands of years ago, this helps us survive, but nowadays, especially with the social media that constantly shows us only the top 1% result, it mostly makes our life miserable. So you and I are not comparing our real life to someone else's real life. Instead, we are comparing our behind the scenes life to their highlight story or to their highlight Instagram reel. So no wonder we are feeling behind. But here's what I noticed. The only moments that I didn't feel behind were the moments that I was totally immersed in something that genuinely mattered to me. For example, I really love reading books and exploring ideas, especially when it comes to personal development space. So when I am reading a book, or when I am learning a skill that is important to me, or when I am creating a video to express something, not to beat someone else's number, but to express or talk about that topic, in those moments, I wasn't measuring, I was building. So building feels completely different than measuring. Now, that doesn't mean that the doubt disappears, it still creeps in sometimes late at night. The question becomes, what if I am actually behind? And I think the honest answer to that question is yes. In certain areas, there will always be someone who is ahead of you. But here's the thing. Being behind someone else does not mean that you are behind in your own life. Those are two completely different measurements. The only comparison that gives you useful information is this: who you are right now compared to who you were 1 week ago or 1 month ago. This is the only comparison that gives you useful information. So instead of asking who is ahead of me, we should be asking what is important to me. This gives you the ability to focus on the thing that is important to you, and as a result, you feel less behind. So, and by the way, our goal isn't to eliminate the feeling. Our goal is to stop letting it control your decision. So if this video made you feel less behind, I really want to know in the comment. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.